What's going on today, everybody? Got another beer review for you. Today I'll be taking a look at Eater of Worlds from Electric Brewing. This is a double hazy IPA. Yeah, if you're not familiar with Electric, they're kind of a local brewery for me. They are in Murrieta, California. A little bit of a drive, but worth it. They make great beer. So, like I said, it's a double hazy IPA. This is brewed with 50% oat, so you know it's got a lot of protein in it, a lot of haze to it. Vic Secret, Galaxy, and Mosaic for your hops. Yeah, and it's a 7.6% ABV. So first things first we're going to do with this is you want to roll a can that's a hazy because you want to disturb anything that's settled in it. It's been sitting in the fridge now for about a week, so hasn't turned. I'm just letting you know how long it's been sitting. Ooh, I can tell you right now this already looks like juice, so here we go. The music we're listening to is Era, because, well, Electric and Era and Eater of Worlds, you know, this is kind of a really interesting album to listen to. So if you haven't heard of Era, go check them out. Really good band, really cool stuff. And the glass we're using is a Spiegelau IPA glass, so here we go. Ooh, look at that, it looks like pineapple juice. Good lordy lord. The fragrance coming off of this, the aroma wafting off this glass. Holy guacamole, Batman. Ooh, yes. Yes. This is the beer. Look at this gorgeous color. Check that out, man. That's, that is hazy. There's no way to describe it other than that is hazy. I mean, I've seen PC coolant that's opaque, that's less opaque than this. So, I mean, this is very hazy. All right, so let's get into the tasting notes here. Color, gorgeous, a really nice straw color, very hazy. It's kind of to be expected when you're using 50% oat. I mean, your color for your character malt's not gonna do much, but nice color. Let's give it a smell. This beer definitely has got it going on with the Mosaic and the Galaxy that's in this. The aroma is super tropical, fantastic nose. Lots of citrus, a lot of like orange rind. You got a little bit of like your tropical fruits, little tiny bit of like, little bit of guava, tiny touch of mango, not a lot, just a little bit. All right, like I said, this clock's in at 7.6%, so let's give this a taste. Here we go. Cheers, everybody. Super smooth, super mild. As I say that though, the bitterness does creep back in. It's very full-bodied for a hazy IPA. I mean, with that much oat, what are you going to do? It's going to be a full-bodied beer. This beer is definitely a filler. You drink this, you're going to feel it in your stomach. You're going to be like, ooh, I'm full. I don't want any more. Which is a good thing, being at 7.6%. You always want to drink responsibly. But yeah, I need to go back in. Yeah. Yep. So on the taste, the initial thing that hits you in the palate is bright citrus. We're talking blood orange, a little bit of like lemon almost. It's hard to explain, but it's definitely like orange, tangerine, a little bit of blood orange, like lemon rind, lemon zest, a little bit of that going on in there. And then right before the bitterness comes in and knocks your palate down, you get this really nice juicy fruit character, kind of on the vein, like I said earlier, with the mango and the guava a little bit. Other than the initial reactions after kind of sitting down and having a few more sips and kind of getting to know this beer on a more personal level, so to speak. Definitely citrus through and through. The Galaxy comes through strong with that. I mean, you're getting that huge citrus character, mostly tangerine more than anything. You do have a little bit of other things going on, like I said, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of juicy fruit stuff, mango, papaya, guava, something like that, tropical fruits. A little tiny touch of that from the Mosaic, but not a whole lot, just enough to kind of knock that harshness from that really bright bitterness down. Not a lot of dankness. I know if you go crazy with Mosaic, you get a lot of dankness. Not much of that in here. What I'm tasting more than anything, though, on the sip, is that huge kick from oat. Anytime you have a really oat forward beer, it has a very distinct taste, and it's almost like eating oatmeal, really. It's that kind of like, it's hard to describe, but it's not really a doughy, it's not really a bready, it's kind of like an earthy taste, just a touch, just a little bit, not a whole lot. Yeah, I think it actually harms the beer that it's so oat forward, because you do lose some of that other flavor, that nuanced flavor from those hops, with that kind of heavy base as a foundation for it, the brighter hop character doesn't have a chance to really express itself, and that's kind of a bummer. A few pluses I can say about this beer. The yeast that Electric's using in this, fantastic. The expression during fermentation really adds to the flavor, unlike Offshoot. Offshoot really, for a long time, has been using barbarian yeast, and it is not good. It doesn't work with the beer that they're trying to do. As a brewer, you can kind of visualize the direction they were going, and they had it perfect until it went into the fermenter, and then they pitched that yeast in there, and that barbarian yeast is just not good for a lot of the styles that they're trying to brew for their hazy beers. If you look at what they offer for yeast, they actually have some that would be even better. That's free advice for you, Mr. Rue. Watching you. I'm just kidding. What do you care? I'm just some dude on the internet, right? This is an exceptional beer, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of worried, because Electric started out doing lagers. That was their thing. They did a lagered beer program with an electric brew house, hence the name Electric. They started small. They've been growing ever since, doing it big. Where they're at, I think they still do a lot of like craft micheladas and stuff like that. So they're trying to get away from the lager game just a touch, maybe supplement it with some hazy beers. But I feel like a lot of their special releases lately have just been hazy, 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 hazy. And since they've been doing a lot of that, their expertise in this style has grown, and it shows in this beer. The beer is kind of an accumulation of everything that they've done. I won't say they've made bad hazies, but you can tell that there's been a progression that Justin, the brewer owner, has been working with his team to make the beers as good as they can be. So props to them. And I know all the people there, and it's not because I'm shilling out and they gave me this beer. Honestly, I go to a lot of breweries and I like to talk to the owners because I'm a brewer too. So, we all kind of know each other and help each other out where we need it. It's just like a family. So yeah, not bad. That being said, since I'm a fan of Electric, and I know Justin and I know some of the people on his team, I'm not going to let any of that infringe on my judgment of this beer. As always, I try to be fair and unbiased, so let's give this beer a taste again, and I'll give it my final score. So cheers again, guys. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna give this beer a score. Scale of 1 to 10 as always. Homebrew's Brew Reviews, 1 to 10. Definitely not one for the sink to drink, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here enjoying this. I will say, of all the cons I've mentioned and the few pros, and the cons are just nitpicky things. If you don't have a palate to pick up on this, you're probably just going to pick up hop, and you're just going to be like, it's another IPA, whoop-de-doo. That being said, if I had to give this beer a score on a scale of 1 to 10 and be unbiased and just be completely honest, I would say I'd give this beer a 7.5, maybe a 7.75. It's actually, no, I'd say a 7.75. It doesn't quite tip to an 8 for me, just because of the like kind of earthiness from the oat. It's not like I said, it's not a strong flavor. It's just their underlying kind of muddying up everything else they've got going on. And the thing that does save it from that is the yeast. I'll leave that there. Fantastic overall. I definitely would buy it again. I don't know if I would buy a growler of it or the Cannibal, their big 40-ounce cans. I don't know if I'd go that far, but solid beer. A 7.75, still solid. This is like kind of a daily drinker for me. A 7.75 is something I can get and, go. And the other reason being a 7.75 is it's not something you can just get. If this was like an everyday beer and it was on shelves all the time, this beer would easily kind of bumped up into an 8, maybe an 8.25, but I digress. So 7.75 for me for Eater of Worlds from Electric Brewing. Go check them out. I'll have a link to their website down in the description box below. And if you guys like this content, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you guys want. Really appreciate everything you guys do for me. Support, comments, things like that. The feedback helps me grow. And another little note, kind of relating to this video, if the color looks funky, I'm trying a new way of shooting it using LUTs and doing color correction more involved on the editing side. So let me know what you guys think. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. As always, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Chris, and I'll see you guys later. Cheers.